Look, I'm going to be straight with you. There's an app that's been quietly dominating the Apple TV ecosystem, and most people have no idea it exists. While everyone's busy talking about the latest streaming service price hike or which AirPods model to buy, this thing has been building a cult following so strong that once you try it, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. This isn't sponsor content. This isn't some paid promotion garbage. This is just me telling you about something that genuinely changed how I use my Apple TV. So stick around because what I'm about to show you might completely transform your streaming setup. The app is called UHF, and before you roll your eyes thinking this is just another IPTV player that someone ported over from their phone, hear me out. This started as an IPTV solution, sure, but calling it just that is like calling your iPhone just a phone. The developers behind this weren't satisfied with making a simple player. They wanted to build something that felt native to tvOS, something that didn't look or feel like a cheap knockoff or a lazy port. And honestly, they succeeded in ways that most third-party developers fail to achieve on Apple's platform. What makes UHF different from the dozens of other media players out there is how seamlessly it integrates into the Apple TV experience. When you open it, you don't get that jarring feeling of using something that clearly wasn't designed for a TV interface. There's no tiny text you have to squint at, no complicated gestures that don't work with the Siri remote, no menus that feel like they belong on a desktop computer. Everything just works the way you expect it to work when you're sitting on your couch with a remote in your hand. The interface is clean, minimal, dark mode optimized, and follows Apple's design language so closely that it could pass for a first-party app. The community response has been insane. Reddit threads are filled with people discovering it and immediately recommending it to others. YouTube comment sections are exploding with users sharing their experiences. The word-of-mouth momentum is real, and it's growing every single day. Even people who aren't deep into the Apple ecosystem are starting to ask questions about it. That kind of organic growth doesn't happen unless something is genuinely good. You can't fake that level of sustained interest. Now let's talk about what this thing actually does. At its core, UHF is an IPTV player built specifically for tvOS. It supports extreme codes and M3U playlists, which means you can import your own channel list directly into the app. But here's where it gets interesting. Unlike other IPTV players that choke when you throw a massive playlist at them, UHF handles even 12,000 plus channel lists without breaking a sweat. No crashes, no stuttering, no UI lag, nothing. The app was clearly engineered from the ground up to handle heavy loads intelligently. I don't know what kind of optimization magic the developers pulled off, but the performance is genuinely impressive. Everything about the interface is designed around the Apple TV remote. Every click, every scroll, every swipe feels natural. The grid layout makes browsing channels fast and intuitive. The metadata integration means you actually see proper channel logos, descriptions, and EPG data without having to manually configure anything. Categories are automatically organized, switching between channels is instant, and the playback is smooth with minimal buffering. For anyone who's used clunky IPTV apps before, this is a breath of fresh air. It's the kind of experience you expect from Apple's own apps, which is rare for third-party software. But here's where UHF really starts to separate itself from the competition. Recently, the developers added support for Streamio add-on integration. Now, some people call it Streamio, some say Streamo, others pronounce it differently, but the functionality is what matters. This integration allows you to import content sources by pasting direct URLs into UHF. You can pull in add-ons from services like Infuse or official public domain sources from Streamio without installing separate apps. This essentially turns your Apple TV into a unified media hub that combines live TV, on-demand content, external add-ons, and advanced playback rendering all in one place. What this means in practical terms is pretty wild. If your provider supports it, you get access to 4K HDR streams with Dolby Vision optimization. High-resolution on-demand files load instantly with proper poster art and metadata. Content is automatically organized into categorized folders that make browsing effortless. The UI remains buttery smooth even when you're scrolling through massive libraries. Picture quality is accurate with proper color rendering that matches Apple standards. Typography is clean and readable. There's no UI clutter, no force close issues, and the app stays stable even after importing large add-on source lists. It's the kind of polish you expect from professional software, not from a third-party media player. There was some confusion early on about a feature people spotted in leaked screenshots. Users thought UHF was adding a picture-in-picture mode or some kind of dual display preview screen. But the developers clarified that it's actually a status window, not a preview screen. This status window gives you real-time information without forcing you to open nested menus. You can glance at your battery level, current FPS rate, stream quality, bitrate speed, storage usage, playback mode, selected category, audio levels, provider connection status, sync behavior, buffering indicators, and connection type, all without interrupting your viewing experience. From a usability standpoint, this makes total sense. Instead of pausing what you're watching to dig through settings, you get the information you need instantly. It's a small detail, but it shows thoughtful design. Setting up UHF is refreshingly simple. You don't need to sideload anything or mess with complicated installation processes. The app is officially available on the tvOS App Store, which immediately gives it credibility and reliability. Once you download and open it, the interface presents clear options. You can add playlists, configure M3U playlists, integrate add-ons, connect external players like Infuse, organize categories, save favorites, access the EPG guide, see your continue watching list, and adjust settings. The whole process is intuitive. You select Add Playlist, name it, choose an icon, paste your server URL, enter your username and password, hit Save, and the app automatically fetches your entire channel library. Channel logos and EPG guide data are mapped automatically without any manual configuration. No extra downloads, no waiting around, no confusing setup steps. It just works. Performance-wise, UHF runs beautifully on the Apple TV 4K. Even when streaming 4K content or loading IPTV playlists with 8,000 channels, the experience remains smooth. UI navigation is snappy with no perceptible lag. Switching between categories happens instantly. Scrolling through channels is fluid with nice transition effects. There are no menu freezes, no crashes, no strange battery drain issues. The app maintains stability and responsiveness no matter how much content you throw at it. This kind of performance optimization is rare, especially for apps handling complex media playback and large data sets simultaneously. What really impresses me is how the app handles resource management. With modern streaming devices packing more features into smaller hardware, there's always a risk of performance imbalances. Apps can become sluggish, overheat the device, or drain resources unnecessarily. UHF seems to have figured out the equilibrium. The playback is low latency, background audio works properly, subtitle mapping is accurate, favorite channels save correctly, playback position is remembered, metadata loads quickly, and buffering is minimal. It's clear the developers put serious thought into optimizing every aspect of the user experience. For everyday use, UHF delivers exactly what you want from an IPTV app on tvOS. Channel surfing is fast. Live news switching is instant. Sports streaming works flawlessly. Category filtering makes finding content easy. Language segments are properly organized. Region-based sorting is logical. Guide scanning is quick, and switching between streams happens without delay. There are no hidden learning curves, no forced menu structures that waste your time, no sluggish layers that make navigation frustrating, no nested subpages that bury important features, no confusing toggle switches, no weird remote gestures that don't make sense, no font mismatches that look unprofessional, and no desktop-style interfaces that clearly weren't designed for TV viewing. Everything flows naturally the way tvOS apps should flow. I want to be clear about something important here. This video isn't about promoting piracy or showcasing illegal streaming methods. I'm not showing you how to access unauthorized content. I'm not recommending sketchy sources. I'm not explaining how to jailbreak your device. I'm not listing underground add-ons, and I'm not leaking unverified information. Everything I'm discussing is based on legitimate, legal use of IPTV services that I personally pay for. I use licensed IPTV subscriptions, import my own playlists, test features through official channels, and work with integrations that are officially supported by the app developers. No modified links, no pirated plugins, no patch players, no unverified repositories, no illegal streams, no cracked add-ons, no fake provider lists. This distinction matters more than ever because IPTV content moderation has become increasingly complex with changing regional laws, platform policies, distribution restrictions, and enforcement mechanisms tightening worldwide. What's legal in one country might not be legal in another, and what's acceptable on one platform might violate terms of service on another. So I want to emphasize that my coverage of UHF is strictly educational, review-driven, and based on above-board, verified, legal, and compliant usage. The pricing discussion around UHF has been interesting. There have been rumors floating around about the app being bundled with hardware at $699 or $799, but these appear to be speculative price points related to Apple TV hardware refresh rumors, not the app itself. The app's own pricing is separate and much more reasonable. What matters is whether the functionality, reliability, and user experience justify whatever you're paying for your complete setup, whether that's the app subscription, your IPTV service, or your Apple TV hardware. For my testing, the value proposition is solid. You're getting a professional-grade media player that rivals or exceeds first-party options in many ways. What makes UHF stand out in a crowded market is the attention to detail. The developers clearly understand the Apple TV platform deeply. They know how users interact with their remotes, how people browse content on a TV screen, how to organize information visually, and how to maintain performance under heavy usage. These aren't easy problems to solve, but UHF handles them elegantly. The app doesn't feel like a compromise or a workaround. It feels like a legitimate, premium solution built by people who care about quality. The integration with external services like Streamio and Infuse is particularly clever. Instead of forcing users to jump between multiple apps to access different types of content, UHF creates a unified experience. You can watch live TV, browse on-demand libraries, access add-on content, and use advanced playback features all from one interface. This consolidation saves time and reduces friction in your daily media consumption. You're not constantly switching apps, re-authenticating, or dealing with different UI paradigms. Everything lives in one place with a consistent look and feel. The community around UHF is another strength. Active users share tips, recommend settings, help troubleshoot issues, and provide feedback to developers. This kind of engaged user base typically indicates that an app is doing something right. When people voluntarily spend time discussing and promoting software, it means they've found real value in it. The Reddit threads, YouTube reviews, and forum discussions about UHF are overwhelmingly positive, with users praising the stability, performance, and feature set. That organic enthusiasm is hard to manufacture and speaks to the quality of the product. Looking at the broader tvOS ecosystem, UHF represents what third-party apps should aspire to be. Too many developers treat tvOS as an afterthought, lazily porting mobile apps without optimizing for the TV experience. The results are predictably bad. Awkward interfaces, poor remote support, clunky navigation, and performance issues. UHF shows that with proper planning, expertise, and commitment, third-party developers can create experiences that match or exceed Apple's own apps. That's a high bar, but UHF clears it consistently. For users with large IPTV subscriptions, especially those with thousands of channels across multiple languages and regions, UHF's ability to handle massive playlists smoothly is a game-changer. Oh, their apps buckle under that kind of load, becoming slow and unreliable. UHF maintains its performance regardless of playlist size, which means you can actually use all the content your subscription provides without artificial limitations imposed by poor app design. The EPG integration ensures you always know what's currently playing and what's coming up next, making channel surfing more purposeful and less random. The playback quality deserves special mention. 4K HDR content with Dolby Vision, looks stunning on UHF, with proper color grading, accurate brightness levels, and smooth frame rates. Audio pass-through works correctly for surround sound setups. Subtitle timing and positioning are accurate. These technical details matter enormously for serious viewers who care about presentation quality. It's not enough for an app to just display video. It needs to display it correctly with all the bells and whistles modern TVs and sound system support. UHF gets this right. One thing I appreciate about UHF is that it doesn't try to do too much. The feature set is comprehensive but focused. The developers didn't cram in gimmicky features or unnecessary complexity. Every function serves a clear purpose and works reliably. This restraint in design is rare and valuable. Too many apps suffer from feature bloat, becoming confusing and difficult to use. UHF strikes the right balance between capability and simplicity. The future of UHF looks promising based on the development trajectory. The team behind it clearly isn't standing still. The addition of Streamio integration shows they're actively expanding functionality in meaningful ways. The community feedback loop seems healthy, with developers responsive to user needs and requests. As long as this pattern continues, UHF should keep improving and adapting to changes in the streaming landscape. For anyone serious about their Apple TV setup, UHF deserves consideration. Whether you're an IPTV power user with massive channel collections, someone who wants unified access to multiple content sources, or just a person looking for a better media playback experience, UHF delivers. The performance is solid, the interface is polished, the features are practical, and the reliability is consistent. It's one of those apps that immediately earns a permanent spot on your home screen because you find yourself using it constantly. The technical achievement here shouldn't be understated. Building a media player that handles thousands of channels, streams high-resolution content smoothly, integrates with external services, maintains a responsive UI, and does all of this reliably on tvOS hardware is genuinely difficult. Many have tried and failed. UHF succeeds because the developers clearly have deep technical expertise and a commitment to quality. Every detail, from the icon design to the menu transitions to the playback engine, shows professional craftsmanship. In the world of Apple TV apps, where quality varies wildly and many third-party options disappoint, UHF stands out as a legitimate professional tool. It's not perfect, no software is, but it's far better than most alternatives and competitive with the best options available. For the price of admission, whether that's a one-time purchase or a subscription, you're getting serious value. The app pays for itself quickly in improved user experience and consolidated functionality. My honest opinion, after extensive testing, UHF is the real deal. This isn't hype or exaggeration. It's a genuinely excellent piece of software that solves real problems for Apple TV users. The performance is outstanding, the feature set is comprehensive, the design is thoughtful, and the execution is professional. If you use IPTV services, if you want better media management on your Apple TV, or if you're just tired of juggling multiple apps with inconsistent interfaces, UHF is worth your time and money. It's earned its reputation through quality and reliability, not marketing gimmicks or empty promises. The app represents what's possible when developers truly understand a platform and commit to building something excellent. It's a benchmark for tvOS applications and proof that third-party software can match or exceed first-party quality with the right approach. For anyone invested in the Apple TV ecosystem, UHF should be on your radar. Try it, test it with your own content and services, and see if it transforms your streaming experience the way it did mine. So that's you. HF, a quietly revolutionary app that's been building momentum through actual quality rather than flashy marketing. It handles IPTV like a champion, integrates external services elegantly, maintains incredible performance under heavy loads, and delivers a genuinely Apple-quality experience from a third-party developer. In a market full of disappointing alternatives, that's remarkable. If you found this breakdown helpful and want to see more content like this covering apps, services, and tech that actually matters, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Share this video with anyone struggling with their Apple TV setup or looking for better IPTV solutions. And definitely smash that bell icon so you get notified when I drop new videos covering the tools and software that can genuinely improve your tech life. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.